If wood elves live in the woods, what kind of an elf lives in a jungle? I remember having this same thought a few years ago. I had something of a revival with Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition, and I finally really started looking at the wood elves. They were cool, but the models didn't really speak to me. So I began to imagine something a little different. Elves that come from a dense green hell, full of overgrown ruins and dangerous predators. Hello, my name is Lana, and today I'd like to share with you what I've been working on. These are the first, but not the last, models for my jungle elf army. Specifically, these are going to be my Wardancers. If you're not familiar with Warhammer the Old World, Wardancers are elite warriors who have abandoned all armour and literally dance across the battlefield in a whirlwind of death. They're one of my favourite things in Warhammer, so they seem to be a natural starting point for my project. I started with the Amazon Blood Bowl team, being lightly armoured, dynamic, and just in a style perfect for this project. It then became a matter of properly equipping them with a variety of spears, swords, and shields until they turned into true warriors. I tried to make each one a little bit different, as not having much experience with a more experimental concept, I had to feel my way through and see what worked. For instance, many of the models wear these big orc jawbones on their faces. This was to cover up the Blood Bowl style helmets, but also had the advantage of giving them a savage edge, which I really enjoy. By the time I finished, a lot of them ended up with skull masks, and this wasn't just because I don't like painting faces, it makes them look a little inhuman. Who knows what's happening behind that mask? In the fiction, Wardancers literally dance across the battlefield. They're not just here to fight, but to recreate some strange ritual. My Wardancers almost certainly have something just as enigmatic planned. The command group are perhaps my favourite models of them all. The unit champion has an elaborate back banner which I fashioned using bits I found in my bits box, mostly lizard men stuff. I was inspired by the banners Aztec warriors wore, which according to the artwork were these enormous, elaborate things brimming with feathers and features. So naturally my champion has an impressive array, and also a particularly sizable weapon, and I think these things make them really stand out on the tabletop. For the banner, I just took the banner from the Saurus Knights box, but turned it so the length is facing forward. My standard bearer is lying low, crouching slightly. I like to imagine they've just thrown up the banner as before an ambush. They also have this cool, very amazing kind of looking like bone bird helmet, which I'm definitely going to do again in the future. The musician ended up being one of the two snake-wielding ladies that came in the Amazons box. She holds in her hand a hunting horn. Presumably she gives the signal for the unit to spring from their ambush and strike at the enemy. She doesn't have any other weapons, so I guess she uses the snake to defend herself. For the paint scheme, I kept things fairly basic. For the first few models, I was just kind of focused on getting them done, to be honest. I'm not a particularly patient painter, though I was very pleased with the yellow cloth. Yellow's not an easy colour to paint. In the past, I've struggled with making realistic skin tones, however on most of these models, I think they've turned out alright. Some of my favourite parts of the paint scheme are the decorative feathers. I had a lot of fun trying out different styles and combinations. Though I don't claim to be the best painter in the entire world, I feel like I have improved, and next time I come to paint these, I think I'll do even better. I am very happy with how these models turned out, even if I can see some flaws. I definitely learned a lot about converting whilst making these guys. My biggest issue is how difficult it is to kit bash an original idea, to take the thing that's in your head and make it a reality. But this has earned me a lot of experience, which I feel like will really benefit me going forward. And I also feel just generally more confident. My plan from here is to add more units and models to my army and hopefully grow into a complete force of jungle elves. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. As my force grows, hopefully we will increase the number of videos on this channel. Until then, look after yourself and have a nice day.